Well, good morning. It's Woody Huffines again. I'm running for Collin County Commissioner Precinct 4. We've been busy the last couple of days finishing up a project that we had putting some playground equipment, pulling some playground equipment out and putting in some new things and local school agency. And boy, we're taking down this playground equipment and it's in really good shape. And so you got to ask yourself, why are we spending money replacing this playground equipment? I don't know what the argument was that made them replace the playground equipment that looked like it was in pretty good shape to me. And really, I don't get a call on that because that school system's prerogative. But it reminded me of how often we don't do a very good job in the public sector of spending private money the way we ought to. Our tax dollars sometimes go astray. The first time I ran into this was at the Savannah River site. Savannah River site is one of the Department of Energy nuclear weapons facilities, and it was the first place that I worked out of college. There's a thing in the DOE where you had capital dollars and cost dollars, or operating dollars and capital dollars. So if you wanted to do a capital improvement like build a building or improve a building, you had to have capital dollars to do it versus operating expense, which would be like cleaning the building. Anyway, there was a facility, and I can't, because of classification issues, tell you which facility it was or what the facility was doing, but there was a facility that they didn't think they were ever going to use again, and they built a fence around it, and the fence had just this right across the railroad track. There's a fence right across this railroad track, and when they decided to open the facility back up, they needed to put a gate in the fence so that the train could go in. You close the gate, train comes out, close the gate. But they didn't have any capital money. And the DOE determined that if putting a gate in a fence made it a capital improvement. And that would have been like, and this is tell you how expensive the government is, especially on a nuclear facility, it was like $5,000 to put the gate in. But we didn't have $5,000 of unallocated capital money, so we couldn't spend $5,000 to let the railroad car in and out of the facility. So what did we do? We cut the fence, and then we would stitch it back together with wire. But since it was a fence break, that means that we had to have 24/7 security. And since you had to have 24/7 security, you couldn't have just one security guard watching the fence break. You had to have two security guards available. So if one had to go to the bathroom, the fence was still watched, which meant that we had to put a bathroom out there to porta potties that we had to go because we had a security element out there. Anyway, net is, instead of spending about $5,000 to put a gate up, but by the end of the fiscal year, when we got more capital money to put a gate up, we spent $61,000 for what could have been a $5,000 problem. That's the kind of thing I'm experienced at finding, and I'd like to find for you if you hire me to be your county commissioner.